Hey guys. Okay, so I have to tell you guys this hella funny ass story. So I started doing DoorDash just to like make some extra money on the side. It's hella easy, so why not? So anyways, it's like my first day for doing DoorDash, and I'm like kind of like nervous, like okay, like trying to like get a pattern down, figure out how the app works and everything, right? So I like do 3 or 4, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is super easy. I could do this. So then I get one, and it's from Nana's Cafe in Stockton, and I go and pick it up, which is like the downtown area, and it's like telling me like, oh, go off of go towards 99. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I live over that way, so I'm like, I'll just go home after. That'll be my last one. So I'm like driving out there, and then this girl calls me, and it's the client or the customer, and she's like, oh, I put down the wrong address. It's for my boyfriend. He's working at a construction site down the street. It's like, okay, just send me the address that he's at, and I'll deliver it to him. So she sends me the address. She's like, his name's Fabian, and he's working on the road on construction. So I'm like, okay. So I get down there, and it's like a dirt road, and it like says like, oh, you can't pass this point. So I like go to get out to walk to where I can see where all like the construction men are. And some guy on the tractor is like, oh, are you looking for someone? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking for Fabian. He's like, oh, he's right down there. You can take your car down there. It's fine. So I'm driving down this like dirt road, and there's like these 3 guys sitting at the corner, and they're like planning whatever they're gonna dig up or whatever. And I'm like, hi, when are you guys Fabian? And his friend's like, oh yeah, that's him. So I'm like, oh, I have your DoorDash. And he's like looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, your girlfriend ordered you DoorDash, and she sent me this address to deliver it to you. He's like, oh, okay, thanks. And he's like, but no, before that he was like, girlfriend. And so in my head I'm thinking like, oh my god, does he have like some stalker that's like ordering him food? Like, I'm just like, this is so awkward. Like, no matter what, being a female having to go to a construction site is already awkward as fuck, because like they act like they haven't seen women in like the last century. And so you're already like just carrying this guy's food, like, oh, okay, your girlfriend dropped us off, and he's like not even acknowledging that he has a girlfriend. So it's just so awkward. And you're like, I was just like, okay, well, here's the food. Here's the number that the customer ordered from if you want to contact that person, if you don't know who that person is. Here you go. So I give him the food, I give him the number of the girl that ordered the food, and I left. I'm like down the street, and the girl texts me, and she's like, oh, here's his number just in case you can't find him. She sends me this after I already left the food with Fabian. So I'm like, okay, let me just call it just to double check. Let me just call it. So I call it, and I'm like, hi, Fabian, this is Nikki. I just delivered your food. I just wanted to double check. And he was like, you never brought me my food. And my heart was like, thump. Like, oh my god, this is my first day on this fucking job, and I already fucked it up. And so I'm like going, like, I just like flip a bitch. I'm not even like thinking. I'm on my phone talking to this guy, and I'm not even like thinking. I'm just like, fuck, I gotta get that food. Like, so then I like just flip a bitch, and all my windows are down, so I know damn well that he heard this man. Like, I almost crashed, and this guy like slammed on his brake and like honked his horn. He's like, get off your fucking phone. I'm like, oh shit, like this is just like the worst thing that could possibly happen. So I like flipped the bitch. Thank god I didn't get in an accident, but I'm like speeding down. I go to that guy, and I'm like, you're the wrong Fabian. Like, what the fuck are the odds of there being 2 Fabians working for 2 different companies on the same damn road? Like, literally one corner away from each other. Like, only in my world that happens. So, like, thankfully, thank you, Jesus, he did not even touch the food. Like, he was calling the number trying to figure out, like, who the fuck ordered me this food? Like, this is so weird. So, thankfully, he was honest, and he was like, oh, okay, like, it's no problem. And he gave me the food, and I drove down to the real Fabian, well, I mean, his name is really Fabian, so that's what was really weird. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I, like, told him what happened. He was like, oh, it's no problem. Like, it's our fault. We messed up on the order in the first place. So, thankfully, they were really nice people. And they didn't, like, report the incident or anything crazy. But, like, just my fucking luck. Like,